14th start of the year. Earned run average is down to 3.36. That's outstanding, especially in the American League with the DH.
Well, here's Harris stepping in, and the first pitch of this game is a strike call. We are underway. Harris hitting .232. He's playing third base today with Zimmerman, the DH. 1-1 the count. Harris with a home run and 9 runs batted in for the season. It is foul the other way, and it's now 1-2. Harris 0 for 4 in the game yesterday. He's played center field in each of the first 2 games. 0 for 7 in the series with a walk. Chopper to second, and Zobrist makes the play with the toss to Pena.
Take a look at the Rays defense today. In the outfield, Gabe Kapler gets a start for Carl Crawford, getting a break today. In left field, BJ Upton in center. Gabe Gross once again in right. Evan Longoria and Reed Brignac on the left side of the infield. Ben Zobrist, Carlos Pena on the right side. Yano Navarro behind the plate. The defense is brought to you by Sweets Bay Supermarket, where saving you money is our passion.
Nick Johnson fouls away the first pitch. Strike 1. Johnson up in the second spot where he usually hits in the Washington lineup. And the breaking ball is down. 1 ball, 1 strike.
The Nationals, the last couple of games, have gotten off to a good start in the first inning. The Rays have had to come from behind, and they've been able to do it in the first 2 games.
Close there, and the count is 2-1 now. Maniac, the manager of the Washington club, and
right now,
and a lot of rumors flying around about whether or not he'll remain the manager of this ball club. 2-2. Manny really came to prominence when he managed the Dominican Republic in the semifinals in the first World Baseball Classic. That was in '06. Ground ball outside of first. He's one of those guys who's been a very solid baseball guy for a long time, really. And you're looking for opportunities to have that recognized. And when he managed the Dominican Republic in the Classic, that was the first time that people across the national level, I think, got an idea what he was about.
That's right, and he handled a strong Dominican club that year in the WBC. A lot of Eagles on that ball club, and he handled it well.
Count still 2-2, and now with the Nationals struggling the way they have, they're 16-44. They're actually on a pace right now to challenge the 1962 New York Mets for the worst record. Three balls, 2 strikes, but you know, he has a little challenge in front of him. They have some young talent. We're going to see one of their young pitching prospects today. But it's been a mix and match situation for him with the lineup and position players.
Well, you know, it's even in game 1 of this series, Nick Johnson, I mean, is that Maniac's fault that Nick Johnson dropped a pop fly and allowed Gabe Kapler to have another swing of the bat and then hit the game, turned out to be the game-winning home run? I mean, that's what you have to weigh out. If he's lost the club, that's one thing. But from what I understand, he hasn't lost the club. It's just they're not producing on the field. They're working. I know in talking to Rob Dibble, their team analyst, he said they're working. Manny's brought them out early. They don't take infield. That's the one thing I disagree. I think young teams especially should be taking infield before the game every single day.
Johnson extends this at bat. It's a 10-pitch at bat already. He bounced the changeup up the right side. Well, and almost every managing job, and you know this, there might be an exception here and there, but boy, managing in the big leagues is also a teaching job now.
Big time.
Especially in a situation where the Washington club finds itself.
Well, I mean, this club, with the record that they have, the worst in baseball, and like you said, they might break the all-time record for losses going back to the 1962 Mets. This is no different than what you do in AA or AAA. You take infield every day down there. Why would you not do it up here unless you've got the worst record?
Ground ball and finally through into right field. So after that long at bat, Nick Johnson fouling one pitch after another, bounces a single through the right side.
They got a lot of pitches in the same spot down in the zone. This one's just like a little two-seamer that stayed out over the plate, and he found a hole in the right side.
12 pitches in that at bat for Nick Johnson before he came up with a base hit. And here's Ryan Zimmerman, their third baseman. He's the designated hitter today, and we talked about him the other night being the cornerstone to build a team around and with. Fouls the pitch out of play. Strike one.
Of course, you know what happens to young third basemen when they DH. Watch out for your hamstring, Ryan, today.
Yeah, Evan went through that.
He didn't know what to do, these young guys. They like the day off from playing defense, but when you got to wait, 30, 40 minutes between at bats or longer, they don't know what to do, some of these guys.
Foul ball back again. 0-2.
And what do they do? People may want to know. Some of them ride the stationary bike to keep the legs loose. Some of them go back and hit off a tee in the tunnels underneath.
A balk has been called. And Rob Polano calling a balk, and that's going to push Johnson down to second.
Let's see what we got. I was watching the monitor and looking at Evan Longoria right there. Do we have a start and a stop?
Well,
not a whole lot. Just a little.
It was, yeah. It was minute.
Very subtle.
Now a wave and a miss, and Zimmerman is out on strikes. Go after the balk. Shields had Zimmerman out in front and picks up his first strikeout. Let's take another look.
Take a look at he's shaking some signs off in Navarro. And he stepped off, and I think Eduardo Perano saw just a little bit of lean in, like he was going to get set before he stepped off, but it was ever so slight. That's a Hawk and Bob Davidson call right
really,
there. Bob, if you're listening.
Yeah, he's had him done. The pitch is a strike to Dunn. He's playing left field. The balk is one of those, so many times it's something of a mystery call anyway. There are guys who, let's just face it, there are guys who balk on moves to first base that are way more obvious than that one.
There is no doubt about that.
0-2 the count now. And so, some umpires see them and some don't. And there might have been a little movement. The whole idea is you're not supposed to deceive the runner. Well, that's what pitchers do all the time, or try to anyway.
Yes, especially with changeups. That's deceiving everybody right there.
And Dunn is out on strikes. A couple of change-up strikeouts in the inning. Bottom of the first coming. No score. Rays will be looking at a left-hander, and here's the lineup put together by their skipper, Joe Madden. B.J. Upton leads it off, followed by Pat Burrell in the second spot. Evan Longoria and then Carlos Pena. Ben Zobrist, Gabe Gross in there in right with Gabe Kapler in left. Deanna Navarro catching. Reed Brignac at shortstop, the number 9 hitter.
Young left-hander Ross Detweiler on the mound for the Nationals. He was a number 1 pick in 2007 out of Missouri State. He's had 5 starts and 1 complete game, 5+ earned run average. Good strikeout to walk ratio, 23-9 right there, and he's given up 1 home run in his 26 2/3 innings in the big leagues. Take a look at the defense in the outfield. Adam Dunn in left, Elijah Dukes in center today, Corey Patterson in right field. Willie Harris and Alberto Gonzalez on the left side, Anderson Hernandez, Nick Johnson there on the right side of the infield, and Josh Bard behind the plate. Defensive alignment brought to you by Sweet Bay Supermarket. Saving you money is our passion.
And here's B.J. Upton taking the first pitch from the young left-hander, and it's a fastball high and away. 1 ball, no strikes. Detweiler coming off a pretty good start against Cincinnati his last time out, a losing effort. He worked 6 innings, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, struck out 6 and walked 3. 2-1. Now the Rays coming in 3rd in the league in hitting at .273, and despite the fact that they're 8-14 against left-handed starting pitchers this year, sharply hit 1 hop to second. Hernandez has it, and the toss to first for the out. Despite all that, they're actually hitting better as a team against left-handed pitching than they are against right-handed pitching. And here is Pat Burrell, who's up in the number 2 spot against the lefty today. Part of the Toyota trend. As you know, he's just back off the DL, 1 of 6, but with a couple of walks and a good on-base percentage since he's come back in just a couple of those games. He takes the pitch for a strike, and this is an interesting move. You know, their managers want to get guys good pitches to hit, and not altogether uncommon that a guy with his power could be in a number 2 spot.
I love this. I've always liked the number 2 hitter that can hit the ball out of the ballpark or hit a gapper. I didn't like a number 2 hitter when I was managing, just it was a pure bunter. And Pat Burrell, he'll get him some fastballs with Longoria hitting behind him.
And a ground ball to third, pick up by Harris on a nice play, and the throw to first in time. He hit the ball sharply on the ground. Harris with a nifty pickup for Washington.
You know, the other thing about that, too, Pat works the count, too. He's a guy that he can be on base a couple of times, but also he's going to see probably 5 at-bats today. That's going to help him, too, with the lineup turning over. Assuming the offense does what it's been doing. And that's scoring a lot of runs.
There's Evan Longoria now with the bases empty and 2 gone. Evan takes the pitch down. Yeah, the Rays got into the act in the home run department yesterday. Carlos Pena hit 1. Ben Zobrist, Gabe Gross. So the offense was in high gear. 2-0 the count to Evan. Longoria drove in a couple runs, but a double. He had 2 hits and 4 at-bats. Fouls it back. 2-1.
Well, Detweiler's a guy that steps across his body a little bit, and Randy Tomlin last year in 2008, one of the pitching coaches in the minors, tried to help him correct that, but he still steps across the body.
Ground ball, base hit up the middle for Longoria. And the Rays have their first hit, a 2-out single.
And what that does, Dwayne, is it makes it tougher for the left-handed hitters. It looks like he's throwing almost from the second base angle. But here's Longoria getting a fastball. And boy, he just shoots it right back through the box. Didn't try to pull it. Clean single to center field.
So that gets Pena to the plate. Carlos homered his second time up in the game yesterday to reach the 20 mark. Tied for the league lead. 20 home runs.
Good homestand, too. Some really good at-bats overall, which has helped produce the power numbers this homestand.
And he bunts third base side, and that's going to be a good one. Just inside the bag. So against the shift. Pena did that yesterday With that big shift, he takes the base hit.
I think it's a great play for Pena because you got a guy that should make the All-Star team coming to the plate right now. Let's take a look. Carlos Pena. And take a look. Where's the third base? Well, there he is, way over at shortstop. And that's Willie Harris.
Well, this worked out just great yesterday in the 6th inning when Pena bunted. Zobrist stepped in there and promptly hit a 3-run home run. He's got 2 on with 2 out in the 1st. And the pitch is a strike. If he hits a home run this time, they just ought to stop the game and automatically put him on the All-Star team.
I'm telling you. It was incredible yesterday. I was actually, we didn't do the game yesterday. I was actually watching it on my cell phone, believe it or not.
And a little pop down to first this time. Ball got in on him, and he pops to Johnson, retiring the side. Rays leave a couple, and at the end of an inning, no score. Just have fun, because it's the best thing to have.
I like that. It works for me.
Todd Callis will be checking out a lot of those signs today. Elijah Dukes leads off here in the 2nd inning. Pitch is high. A ball and no strikes. Dukes, Patterson, and then Gonzalez. 2-0. Shields gave up that base hit to Nick Johnson after the prolonged at bat in the 1st. Then promptly picked up strikeouts of Zimmerman and Dunn. And a pop-up foul. That will carry out a play. The count is now 2-1. Center field, well hit. That will one-hop the fence and skip up over the wall for a ground rule double. Dukes comes up with his 11th double of the year.
He has shown in this series he can hit that ball up in the air, middle in, and that's where that one was. Garza threw him one in the 1st inning the other day, and he had a similar shot to left center for a double. A man at 2nd with nobody out. Today's game simulcast in Spanish. You can access this audio feature by selecting the built-in SAP option on your television.
Here's Corey Patterson. Waving and missing. Strike one. Patterson, former first-round pick by the Cubs back in the '98 draft. He was the third player picked in that draft. He just joined this Washington club when they put Josh Willingham, on the bereavement list. The foul ball out of play. Willingham's younger brother was killed in an auto accident. He had to leave the club. Well, that's a tragedy, and we certainly are sorry to hear that. And send our thoughts and prayers out to their family. Ground ball foul. So Patterson is up in Willingham's place right now.
And the Cubs tried to make him into a leadoff hitter, and he just never could adapt to that. He's a free swinging. He likes to hit for the ball, for the long ball. He does strike out a lot. He was never comfortable in a leadoff spot.
Ground ball right side. It'll advance the runner. Dukes goes to third as Pena takes care of that play unassisted. One away with a man at third. Reminder, fans, this year to team up with the St. Petersburg Times. As you know, the local newspaper featuring one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. Subscribe by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. Alberto Gonzalez is the shortstop. Pitch is in there for a strike. 20 hits, translating into a .308 average. Breaks his bat and drives in the run with that soft looper to right. And Washington takes a 1-0 lead. Gonzalez reaching out, drives in his 10th run of the year.
And with the corners playing in for the Rays to try to cut off a run possibly, Carlos Pena had no chance. Just did get over his head, just out of his reach. Slider right there, good pitch by Shields, and that's just a half protection swing right there by Gonzalez for the RBI single.
So they convert the leadoff double into a run. Gonzalez at first. Here's Josh Bard. He lines it into center. BJ's there to make the catch. That ball hit right at BJ. And center fielders will tell you that sometimes is the most difficult ball to judge. You're not quite sure how hard it's hit.
Yeah, Bart really squared it up well, and BJ plays shallow, and he was right in his tracks. That pitch Gonzalez hit, I thought only Vladdy Guerrero could reach that pitch.
Really?
That was a good pitch.
Yeah.
That was off the plate and down, and that's your typical 0-1 swing. I mean, 2 strikes you protect, but 0-1. You like that? Okay. Work for him.
First pitch to Hernandez. It's in there for a strike. Anderson Hernandez starts the day at 268. Soft fly ball dropping in front of Gross and right. Gonzalez going to try to go to third, and he is out at the bag. Gabe Gross throws out Gonzalez. Ball beat him to the base, and that retires the side. Another assist for Gross. 2 1/2 1-0 Washington. Energized defensive play. Gabe Gross picking up the assist, gunning down a runner at third. That's the energized defensive play brought to you by Progress Energy.
And the third assist for Gabe Gross this year. A couple of this homestand. You've seen him coming up really firing. And I like the way he gathered himself. He knew he had time, but he made sure he got the ball down on the throw, that he didn't overthrow Evan Longoria.
Gross getting the start against the lefty. He takes the pitch away. Was in there yesterday, hit a 2-run home run. Took a swing at a foul ball. He drove in a run with a double in the first game of this series. He went 1 for 3. Had a good series against the Angels.
About that versus lefties, 364. We've seen him go the other way and stay in there pretty good this year against lefties.
Looks at a strike, and the count is 1-1. Gabe has started every game on this homestand. Average at 277. Takes that one away. It's 2-2. Ross Detweiler, the lefty. He was the 6th player picked in the 2007 draft. Ball down to short. Gonzalez up with it. So Gross is the first out in the second inning, and let's hear it from Todd Callis. Todd?
Well, Dwayne, we told you in the pregame show that it's an opportunity for people to follow us on Twitter, on Sun Sports and Fox Sports FL, to win 2 tickets to tonight's Rays on the Runway fashion show at International Plaza at Nordstrom's. And here's your chance. The question is this, the trivia question. Which Ray has a wife that recently released her debut CD? If you're the first to tweet us the correct answer, you will be going to tonight's Rays on the Runway fashion show, Dwayne.
All righty. Very good. A lot of splendor on that runway tonight. 1-0 the count to Gabe Kapler. Takes one wide. 2-0. Gabe hitting .241 against lefties and got that big blow Friday night, the pinch hit home run of Ron Vallone that gave the Rays an eventual 4-3 victory. Detweiler's behind him 3-0.
And it's nice for Gabe Kapler, as he said the other night on the postgame interview with Todd. He said, my family's in town, so that was nice to get a home run. You can see against the right-handers, 071, but he's in there mostly against lefties when he plays.
And he walks on 4 pitches. Kapler goes to first. Rays had a couple men on with 2 outs in the first and left him there. Now it's going to be Deoner Navarro. Deoner was 2 for 4 with a run batted in Friday night. She came prepared.
Yeah, those are nice.
Pitches high. 1-0. She may have traded her mother, the Deoner Navarro bobblehead, for those field glasses.
I think she did. She's locked in. She's got her grips on them, too.
Ground ball third. Harris to Hernandez. 1 over to Johnson for the 5-4-3 double play. We're at the end of 2. It's 1-0 Washington. It's Joe Caravino, and apparently he's trying to corner the market on Deontay Navarro bobbleheads. Look at that.
He's got 6 of them that we can see.
You know, if we go on, I think that's just the top of the stack. I think there's a whole stack down underneath the table there. And if we go on eBay tomorrow and try to order a Deontay Navarro bobblehead, he's going to be the only guy who has them. So Joe Caravino, who is one of the great marketing geniuses in baseball and a member of the Rays organization. There was a bunt attempt by Harris. I think he was still in the batter's box. Ball came up, so that's a strike.
Yeah, hit his bat, hit it twice. Hit it twice. Take a look right here. There's the bunt. Hits the bat. Comes back up and hits the bat again. He's going to try to say, hey, that's a pretty good bunt. I'm going to go for it anyway.
Yeah.
Just in case somebody's not awake today behind the plate.
Well, you run everything out.
Hey, that's right. Paul Schreiber, the home plate umpire today, I should say.
1 strike here to Harris. Lifts the fly ball to center field. Jay Upton waiting, and he makes the grab. 1 away. Well, where does Santa spend the offseason? That is his offseason. Right here in St. Petersburg.
Even dyes the beard.
Well, you know,
gray blue.
There's a theory that his beard is really blue, and he spends so much time in the sun here in the summer, it bleaches it out, and so it's white when Christmas comes around. There's a strike, a foul ball to Johnson. So there you are.
Is that where the term blue hair comes from?
Well, that or could be the inspiration for Elvis and the Blue Christmas.
Just kidding.
2 strikes. Ground ball right side, grabbed over there by Zobrist, and a nifty little play to take care of Johnson. Nick Johnson grounded a single through that right side his first time, and Zobrist closed it off this time.
Yeah, watch this play. Slides on his knees, spins, all in one motion, and throws a strike over there to Carlos.
We'll remind you to visit RaysBaseball.com to enter the tobacco-free Florida Rays Junior announcer promotion throughout the month of June. You could win Rays tickets and have your child serve as the Rays Junior stadium announcer during a home game. Visit RaysBaseball.com. Ryan Zimmerman, the hitter. 1 strike to count to him. For the 3rd straight game, the Nationals have jumped out in front. There's a fly ball to center. Upton takes care of that one. It's a 1-2-3 3rd. Bottom of the inning coming. 1-0 Washington. has a nice ring to it. You buy 2 or more 10 packs, you'll receive a replica 2008 American League Championship ring. You select the games of your choice. Call 888-FAN-RAISE or visit raisebaseball.com to select your games and receive your replica ring. Joe Caravino has left that area in search of more the Honor Navarro bobblehead dolls. We'll keep you posted on that. By the way, if you can't find them online, feel free tomorrow to call the Rays offices and ask for Joe Caravino, and I'm sure he'll be happy to negotiate a deal with you for one of those the Honor Navarro bobblehead dolls.
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to sell those for. It's all 6 at one time, 6 at a time on eBay.
He's a very astute businessman, and I would approach him with caution. 1-1 the count to Brignac. Reed's in there against the lefty. 1 for 15 against lefties so far. There's a little broken back ground ball right side and a race to the bag as Ditweiler gets over there to take the toss from Johnson. I really like the way Brignac's been swinging the bat in this homestand, and I think a lot of it has to do with that session he had with Joe Madden. Got him down through the ball more.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. He's had some big hits this week. That ball he pulled off the right side, especially on lefties, and against Ditweiler, who steps across his body. The angle for a hitter, a left-hand hitter, is very tough to pick up the ball.
Well, B.J. Upton starts the second time through the lineup against the young left-hander, taking a pitch for a ball. 1-0. B.J. grounded out to second his first time. It's in there for a strike. The count goes to 1-1. Ditweiler's out of St. Louis, Missouri. And the count is 1-2. Pitch for Team USA and in the Cape Cod League in 2006. 2-2.
Pretty good pitch right there with 2 strikes coming in. Here's a look from basically the hitter's viewpoint. There he is stepping across his body.
And here's Upton going right back over the mound and through the middle into center field for a base hit. The Rays have their second hit.
He's got a changeup grip right there. That's what it was. BJ stays on it. Shoots it back through the box. Now we get to test his moves. What kind of move he's got over there.
There's Pat Burrell. BJ takes the lead. The pitch is a strike to Burrell. He started that one a little wide and had it slide over the plate. And on that delivery, BJ was headed back to the bag at first.
Take a look. This is a bigger leg kick. Last time was a slide step. As he picks the right leg up, he looked right at BJ and then picked up home.
Up, down the throw to first. BJ's going to steal it. He got in under the tag. Upton has his 23rd stolen base of the year.
Take a look. He looks home, picks up the leg, and then he comes back over to first. BJ guesses. He guessed wrong, but he got in there easily.
You know, there's another case. We've talked about this, about his outfield play and the impression. Some people see him run, and it appears to a number of observers that he's not running full out. Well, there was a case where he's caught off first base, and he's moving. It doesn't appear that he's digging as hard as a guy who maybe can't run and is really trying to dig. Well, but he was moving right there.
Yeah, I equate it to a pitcher or a catcher, somebody that really can throw the ball. And when I say it's easy for him to throw, the ball just jumps out of his hand. It's easy for BJ to run. He just glides, but he's got speed. I mean, he's running. But just because he doesn't run, remember how Steve Sachs used to run and it was all arms and legs and, you know, hustling and gritting? Saxey ran fast, but he looked like he was running fast with all that movement. BJ doesn't have to do that. BJ's barely out of breath. Just got a fluid style of running, and he's fast, very fast.
Ball 3 to Pat Burrell, 3-1. So the Rays now with 104 steals. BJ 23 out of 28. And a pop right side foul. Ball's headed for the stands and will be about 5 or 6 rows behind the dugout. So the count is full. Pat Burrell just back from the disabled list. Started the last 2 nights. He missed 29 games because of that neck strain. Hitting second in the Rays lineup. And a turn, but nothing doing back at second base. And there's ball 4, so Burrell draws the walk. Sets up men at first and second for Evan Longoria.
That's what we talked about with Pat Burrell being in that 2 spot. He works the count. He can draw a couple of walks for Evan and Carlos Pena and Zobrist. I like him today against the lefty in that 2 spot with Carl getting a day off. You have to be careful because B.J. Upton's on base with Pat Burrell up there because he can take you out of the ballpark. So that Weller kind of pitches around and pitches him carefully, and he draws the walk, and now Evans got 2 men on.
Longoria signaled to center his first time. Takes the pitch away. Off speed. Started him with a changeup out there.
Evan hit 325 with runners in scoring position and 42 RBIs.
Takes the fastball high. Change up and a fastball, and the count is 2-0. Rays left a couple men on in the first, and there's a good cut and a foul ball back on the fastball. 2-1.
Well, he was right on that home run you're looking at right now. It was on Thursday.
Now he hit that one off Irvin Santana and snapped it 0 for 19, his longest hitless streak. Time called. BJ getting his lead out there at second base, and he was hiding behind Joe West for a moment and then suddenly appeared.
He's smart.
And there he goes. Pitch is a strike, and BJ steals third.
Yeah, that's a smart move by Pat Burrell not breaking on that, because the Nationals have a sign where they'll get the trail runner. So that's just a straight steal by BJ, and Pat Burrell, even though he knew BJ was going, he thought wiser to say, hey, they might throw me out at second. I'm not going to go. And that's what I would do if I were catching.
Now the 2-2. A ground ball to third. Down to second. 1 over to first for the double play. 5-4-3, and that retires the side. So the Rays do not score. Through 3, 1-0 Washington. question. How about that? Time for the Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. He's the only Rays pitcher to ever hit a home run. How about that? That has an interleague play connection to it. There's the first pitch. Adam Dunn here in the fourth inning singles into right. So Dunn has his initial hit of the day, 1 for 2. Dunn is on base. He's a big guy. I'll tell you, did you see him playing quarterback?
Yeah. Yeah, well, I know they like big quarterbacks, but
Elijah Dukes hitting one deep to center. That's going to be over the head of B.J. Upton. He'll play the carom. Dunn's going to go to third and stop there. And Dukes is 2 for 2. A pair of 2-base hits, and now the Nationals have a major threat underway in the fourth.
Well, that's good extension right there. That's a good short swing, good balance through the ball. BJ had no chance. Played the carom well to save it from scoring a run. Adam Dunn had to hold up at third base because of that. Dukes is having a good series here in his return.
Now Corey Patterson. Foul ball. Just a little piece of that one deflecting off Navarro. Strike one. Rays wrapping up the homestand. They'll be hitting the road. Tomorrow's an off day. It'll be a travel day for the club as they go out to play the Colorado Rockies. And boy, the Rockies have been red hot. Then they'll go to play the Mets. So it's interleague play, but no guarantees here against some tough competition on this next road trip. 2. Pitch right there, a good breaking ball down and in.
Yeah, big swing by Corey Patterson. He has been a guy that throughout the years has struck out a lot, an awful lot, well over 100 times every year. Good curveball down.
Shields with a low. The strikeout here. Pitch is up. You know, coming into this inning, he had made 42 pitches, 36 of which had been strikes. 36 and
amazing.
6.
You know, he's pounding it. He's got super stuff today.
Right now, he's made 47, 40 strikes and only 7 pitches out of the strike zone. Ground ball first base. The runners will have to hold. Pena gets the out at first, and the throw back to second. Dukes was off the bag and had to hustle to get back in. That was close. Joe West right on top of the play. And as we've seen, West is not going to assume anything. He's going to make you make the play.
Yeah, that's good. Look at Carlos. He recognizes that right away with Dukes. He takes the sure out for one. Brignac tagged him up a little high, but the ball beat Dukes getting back. And he tagged him up on the leg, and Dukes might have got in there.
And that's why, if you're gonna record it out with Joe West, you better make sure you record it.
You bet.
The first pitch breaking ball to Gonzalez for a strike. Because you're right, the ball beat him there, but he's going to make you make the play.
Yeah, you got to make the quick tag. The tag was on the trail leg also, so Dukes was in there.
And we saw that work to the Rays' advantage earlier in this series when Ben Zobrist was coming to the plate.
Yeah, he fooled Josh Barr. You kind of hesitated and slid around him, and even though the ball beat him by plenty, Joe West was the home plate umpire that night, 2 nights ago. He called Ben safe, and he was safe. There's no area plays for Joe West. He calls it by the book exactly.
1-1 to count. Where'd he go? Oh, nope, says Ed Rapalano. Well, that was pretty close. The count goes to 2-1.
Take a look at the side swing right there. Oh, he broke his wrist.
He did.
He definitely went. That should have been a call there. Ed missed that one. Definitely broke his wrist, and barrel of the bat went in front of home plate.
So it's 2-1. Fly ball back into left center field. That's going to be over Kapler's head. Dunn will score. Dukes is on his way to the plate. It's a double for Gonzalez. Gonzalez has driven in all 3 Washington runs. It's 3-0. The Nationals lead.
Yeah, 1-2 count versus 2-1. A lot different. That ball's just up, and it's a mistake. Very hittable pitch, and that's what you're supposed to do with a mistake up in the zone. And Gonzalez doubles to left field. That's a doubles. Checkers double of the game. James knows it. Mistake pitch.
2 runs, 3 hits in the inning. Here's Josh Bard. So now trying to limit the damage. Pitch inside, 1-0. Hard line to center in the second. It's a shot fair up the line back toward the corner. Gonzalez will score. Bard will dig for 2 as the throw comes through, and he is safe. Bard, the catcher, doubles home a run. It's a 3-run fourth and a 4-0 ball game. And Jim Hickey, the Rays pitching coach, heads to the mound after this 2-base hit.
Good use of the legs by Bard. That was a low, I think it was a changeup down. And you got to use your legs to get through it, and he did. Shoots it past Carlos Pena for the double.
So 8 hits allowed by Shields. 4 of those here in the 4th inning. That'll be Anderson Hernandez. Hernandez singled his first time. Fouls it back. Out of play. That's a strike.
We said coming in, this club can hit. That's not been the issue for the Washington Nationals. They're 6th overall in the National League in hitting at .259. They're tied for 5th in home runs with 64.
Fastball missed. 0-2. Even a miss. And the fastball up.
Their on base percentage is 3rd in the National League, also .345. So the offense, that's not really a surprise that they can score some runs.
Yeah, they walk a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they have some power.
It's been the pitching and fielding. They're dead last in fielding percentage also in Major League Baseball.
Wave, and the Rays are going to argue about that. Nobby says, hey, that's a foul tip. And yeah, they're going to get help from Paul Nart, and Nart's going to say he's out. He is.
Yeah, Nobby caught it. I think the home plate umpire said it hit the dirt. Let's take a look. Nobby caught it cleanly on the foul tip. There's the. Yeah, his glove hit the dirt, but he backhanded it. Yeah, that's the signal right there. Paul Schreiber thought it hit the dirt. And, you know, it's good. They asked for help. You know, years ago, they wouldn't do that. Get the call right. That's the bottom line.
3rd strikeout for Shields, and it's an important one here. Now it's the top of the order. Ground ball to second. Zobrist has it. His throw to first will retire on the side. Washington scores 3. Bottom of the 4th coming. 4-0 Washington. The bottom of the fourth. The answer to our Aflac trivia question. Aflac, we've got you under our wing. Who's the only Rays pitcher to ever hit a home run? Well, that came in interleague play. It came in the Big Apple. Shea Stadium, which is now a memory. And it was Esteban Yan back in June of 2000. Esteban Yan, the first pitch he ever saw, he hit it out. A 3-run home run for Esteban.
Got a trot down, didn't he? Home run trot.
Here's Carlos Pena to open the inning for the Rays. He swings through the first one. Breaking pitch. That's a strike. Well, the Rays will be headed to New York on this next road trip. They'll play the Mets at Citi Field, which is right next door to where Shea Stadium was. Inside, 1-1. To Colorado and then into New York. Jeff Neiman's going to start the series Tuesday against the Rockies. Two and one. Talking about the Rockies earlier, they won 10 in a row going into play today. Jim Tracy taking over as their manager. We'll be with you on Sun Sports at 8:30. It'll be Tuesday.
Yeah, you can't take anybody lightly. The Rockies were down for a while, and Glenn Hurdle got fired, and Jim Tracy was his bench coach that took over. And same thing could happen right here with the Nationals, from what the rumors are swirling here.
Broken bat and a foul ball. The bat's fair, the ball is foul. And the count will go to 3-2.
Yeah, right in half right there. Two-tone bat. Yeah, those are maple right there. Look at that. Wow, that's dangerous. Anyway, yeah, I mean, the rumor is Jim Riggleman would be the guy to take over for Manny Acta, who's did the same thing last year in Seattle. Jim Riggleman, he took over for John McLaren.
Yep.
Better be careful if you're a manager and you have Jimmy on as your bench coach.
3-2, and Pena fouls it.
I hope Acta finishes this season. I mean, you do what you want to do after the season. I don't like to see managers get it the first couple of months of the season like that at all. I didn't like to see Ned Yost get it with 3 weeks to go in his season either with the Brewers.
And Pena works that one for a walk. The Rays put the leadoff man on base in the bottom of the fourth. Well, let's take a look at the Firestone League leaderboard. The Rays have been very good in on-base percentage. The Red Sox lead the league at .358, and then the Rays at .355. And the Yankees at .352. So all out of the American League East. Pitch to Ben Zobrist is low, a ball and no strikes. Of course, Zobrist has been so good in a number of areas. His on-base percentage coming in .428. That would rank him second. Of course, Zobrist connected with a home run yesterday in the 6th inning of that game, and his slugging percentage would lead the American League and rank second in the majors. But coming into this game, he was 5 plate appearances short of qualifying among all the league leaders. So he's getting close. He's been 12 and then down to 10, now 5. But he'd lead the league in slugging percentage.
Yeah, that's all going to change pretty soon because he's going to be the starting second baseman, I'm sure, the rest of the way. I mean, that's Jason Bartlett will get back. Those two guys will play together, I would think, the rest of the way. I mean, he's earned it. He's earned it now, or he needs to start. No more utility.
And there's ball 4, so he's on base. Back-to-back walks in the 4th. For the second time through now, been 5 Rays hitters. 4 have reached base. The double play was very big in the third that got him out of his spot. And now 2 walks to open the 4th inning here for the Rays, with Gabe Gross coming up. Be sure and stop into the local Hess Express and pick up the 09 Rays pocket schedule. It's right there on the counter. It includes a $5 off coupon for a pair of tickets to see the Rays on Saturday nights. And don't miss at Benatar following the game coming up June 27th. Hess Express, a presenting partner of the 09 Rays Summer Concert Series. There's Winston Abreu. He's the latest addition to the bullpen with the injury suffered by Jason Isringhausen in last night's game. Abreu has been recalled from Durham. He's been around a while, but had some great numbers at Durham this year.
Yeah, look at that.
Microscopic ERA.
Love this right here. 49 strikeouts and only 10 walks. 5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. That's outstanding.
Now Gabe Gross pitches away. 1 ball, no strikes.
I should miss that guy. He's the greatest, isn't he?
Weiler to the plate. Gross takes ball 2 to another. Detweiler has given up 4 walks. 3 of the last 4 hitters he has faced have drawn walks. 2 to open this inning. And there's ball 3. Behind Gross 3-0. He walks Zobrist on 4 pitches.
You could almost see the look on Manny Acta's face, like he's somewhere else right now.
And a strike is called. 3-1.
That's got to be tough too, because your bench coach is your right hand man. I mean, that should be the closest guy you are to on the team, basically.
And 3-1. High fly ball, center field. Dukes will go back. Pena back to tag at second. He's on his way to third, and up to second base advances Zobrist, and the Rays get both of those men in scoring position now. And Zobrist also moved up.
See, those are the types of things that get a manager fired. That's a little play, but it's a big play for the Rays, because Dukes had no shot at going to third. You keep the double play in order. Your job's to throw the ball right to second base. Ben Zobrist read that, and as soon as he saw Dukes lining up toward third, Ben tagged up and took off. Watch Ben right here. He's reading it. He's watching the outfielder, see? There's no chance to get Pena. I mean, what are you throwing to third base for? See, that's the kind of stuff that the GM will say and the ownership will say, well, you know what? You must not be working on this stuff.
Gabe Kapler takes a pitch outside. 1-0.
Now, I guarantee you, all coaches and managers work on it and say it and tell it. It just, you know, Jimmy Riggleman's saying the same thing we're talking about. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that gets you fired when you have the worst defense in baseball.
Line drive and a base hit into left. Pena scores. Zobrist will stop at third, and the Rays are on the board. Gabe Kapler hit the ball hard over the head of the shortstop, and the Rays have a run.
Yeah, that had that good sound right there. Good to see Gabe Kapler starting to heat up a little bit now. A couple of home runs in the last week. Fastball up. Good extension through the ball. A frozen rope. And watch Zobrist. That's the right thing. He had to freeze right there just in case. Just in case Gonzalez was able to make that catch. He didn't want to get doubled off. And because he had to freeze, he gets to third base only. But that's the right play by Ben Zobrist.
So the Rays cash in the leadoff walk. They have a run. Here's Deanna Navarro for the first, and Kapler is back in there.
where DeHonor needs to keep it off the ground, at least get the ball in the air for a sac fly at worst.
And the runner starts as Navarro is short. Kapler started and stopped off first. 1-0 the count to Navarro. Rays trying to build an inning. First and third, one out. Navarro bunts right side. This will get a run home. The second baseman Hernandez covers the bag, taking the toss from Johnson. So Zobrist scores. Kapler moves into second, and the Rays get their second run of the inning.
That's a good play. I mean, take that. Push it toward the right side, make them make a play, and they did. Second baseman Hernandez was there for it, but you pick up another run. No double play ball. Good job by Navarro.
So it's a two-run game. Kapler's at second, and here's Reed Brignac. Follows this one all the way in low. 1 ball, no strikes.
This is where Reed against the lefties and that sweeping slurvy curveball that Detweiler has. He's got to go with it. Go the other way.
Strike around the knees. 1-1. Is there though to make the catch to retire the side. The Rays come up with a pair. We are through 4. It's 4-2 Washington. Creative with those signs here on Kids Sunday. It's a live bobblehead sign. That's pretty creative.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that. Here's Nick Johnson to lead off the 5th. First pitch is a strike. That's the 60th pitch of the game thrown by Shields. 49 for strikes. One and one. Johnson singled back in the first. He had a 12-pitch at bat in the first when he eventually singled into right field. 2-1. There you go. Right, a couple of those Navi bobbleheads out of the grasp of Joe Caravino.
Got to help your sister there get the one out. Get that styrofoam out of there.
2-2.
Multitasking right there.
Yep.
Cowbell, that's all good.
Liner into center. That's going to sink in front of Upton. A leadoff base hit here in the 5th. And with that, we'll check in again with Todd Callis.
Dwayne, remember on Friday we had the first of our contestants for the recipients for our All-Stars Among Us in Major League Baseball, kind of tying in with the All-Star game. We have 2 more right now. We have Glenn Permoy with us. We have Tommy Timberlake. We're going to start with Glenn, Boys and Girls Club, CEO, president for all those years. That is really what you're all about, right? Tell us about your affiliation with Boys and Girls Club and how important it was in your life.
I grew up there as a kid. Was able to go to college, scholarship from Boys and Girls Club. Laid a lot of the foundation for my life. A lot of the values and characteristics and traits that I have are because of the good work that the people did there with me, and I felt like I've always wanted to be able to give back and do the same for others. Had an opportunity to be the president there for 21 years and then work for Boys and Girls of America the last 12.
And they allowed you to go to college, and you've seen a lot of kids make their right path choice through that club, right?
Absolutely. I feel like I've had a great impact on a lot of lives as they had on mine. It's been very rewarding for me.
And your baseball tie-in, too, other than being a fan, is your brother.
Oh, yeah. Frank, been a long-time coach here in Tampa at Gaither High School and University of Tampa before that. So I grew up, played for him as well, and American Legion. So it's been a lot of fun.
Ryan Zimmerman bats against James Shields with nobody out and a runner on first base. We're going to Tommy Timberlake here. Tommy,
well, we apologize for the audio problems there with the microphone, and we'll do our best to get that repaired and rejoin Todd. The pitch in the dirt and an advance in the making here with Johnson safely in at second base.
Yeah, that's just a good read by Nick Johnson. DeHonor blocked it. That was a good job of blocking by Navarro. Good secondary lead by Nick Johnson. As soon as that ball hit the dirt, he took off. That's just good base running here. See, DeHonor gets down, but Johnson's already gone.
So it's a wild pitch charged to Shields. Count is 2-2 on Zimmerman. Nationals threatened with nobody out. Fly ball center field. Upton will have to go back and cut to his left, making the catch. A tag at second, and Johnson advances to third on the fly ball to center. We have our audio situation remedied. Let's go back to Todd Callis.
And if it wasn't, we have Tommy Timberlake, who's going to be combining a little medicine and engineering at USF Honors College, so maybe he could have fixed it. But Tommy, really your focus and one of the reasons why you're an all-star among us is really improving the lives of the disabled, isn't it?
Yeah, I sail with some disabled people over in Clearwater with a program called Sailability. I got in touch with them before I started high school, and just through sailing competitively, I found them, and we get disabled vets and then mentally handicapped and physically handicapped people out on the boats and being independent.
You're just 18 years old, obviously a Rays fan too, but what is it that's so rewarding for you when you see these people being able to do some of those things that you've allowed them to do?
You know, you see them, and a lot of them are very dependent on other people. And once we've trained them on the boats, they're doing it, and they're doing it on their own, and they get that freedom that we have. That they don't have to feel dependent. We're there in the boat with them in case anything goes wrong, but it's all them.
Tommy, we appreciate it. Tommy Timberlake, Glenn Permoy, all stars amongst us, guys. Back to you.
All right, that's a great tandem there. They've done great things for the community, and certainly deserve our support. 1-1 the count to Adam Dunn. Johnson's at third with one out. Washington now with 9 hits. Rays down by 2 and the infield in a bit. 2 balls and a strike. You can't come all the way in on the right side with a guy like Dunn up there.
No, you'll shove it down your throat. Got Carlos Pena and Ben Zobrist just about halfway on the right side.
Pitch is down. Dunn takes it for ball 3. The defensive setup with Zobrist second and Pena at first. Dunn lined a base hit into right in the 4th. Struck out on a changeup in the 1st inning and hits a little number to short. Brignac with a pickup and the throw to first, and Johnson is still at 3rd. So the right kind of out there.
Yeah, that's a nice changeup right there by James Shields. He got a swinging strike early in the count to Adam Dunn, and he finishes him off with another changeup right off the end of the bat. Looks like a fastball. Good arm speed. Made it look exactly like a fastball. About 10 miles an hour slower, though. All Adam can do is put the head down and see another missed opportunity for the Nationals.
Now here's Elijah Dukes. He is 2 for 2. 2 doubles and 2 runs scored. 1 for 4 last night. 1 for 4 the night before. As Navi blocks this pitch in the dirt. 1-0.
Yeah, he's shifted on this. He's done a nice job this week. He really has, making some adjustments to block some of these balls. Save it right there. Saved a run.
Breaking ball away. 2-0.
I think, you kind of, the way he's swinging the bat and locked in off the shield, I think James would say, I'm not so sure I even want to give him anything close to the plate.
Swing and a miss.
You want to chase it? Thank you. We'll take that. Would have been ball 3.
2-1 now. Washington scored a run in the 2nd and 3 in the 4th. The Rays 2 in their 4th. The foul ball off the front of the railing over by the dugout. Two. Breaking ball and a dandy. He got him. They got him 2-2 and threw him a good curveball to strike him out, leaving Johnson at 3rd. Bottom of the 5th coming, 4-2 Washington. Brought to you by SunTrust, featuring online solutions to help your business stay on solid ground. Live solid, bank solid, SunTrust. And by Publix, where shopping is a pleasure. Well, she's looking for a few more runs from the Rays. They're down 4-2. They sent B.J. Upton to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. Which is away. Upton, Burrell, and Longoria. 1-1. There you go. There's B.J. Upton sign. Two balls and a strike. Base hit the other way. Upton is on for the second time. B.J. 2 for 3.
And B.J.'s hit the ball hard 3 times. We just showed that sign, guys. Good job, guys. At the right time, see? Little karma there. It's all good.
That's what producing is all about.
Yeah, how do you know it? Look at that. That's a fastball just off the outside corner. B.J. goes with it. He's hit the ball hard 3 times today. Nice, short, compact swing.
Now here's Pat Burrell. It's wide. Way wide. 1 ball, no strikes. Walked in the 3rd. Broken bat, ground ball to the mound. Back to second, 1, and over to first for the double play. That's a 1-4-3 double play. Well, there have been a couple double plays before that one that were big for Detweiler, and the 3rd double play of the day.
I think that's the 3rd bat we've seen shatter today, too.
Here's Evan Longoria. Which is a strike. Double play ball has come in handy for Detweiler here through the first 5 innings, throwing 3 of them. 2 started by the 3rd baseman Harris, and that one right back to the mound. 2-1. Balls, 2 strikes.
Good swing right there. Evan was all over it.
And a fly ball lifted into right. Patterson waits for this one and makes the catch. So the Rays are out in the 5th, on to inning 6, 4-2 Washington. featuring 100 out-of-market games per week live on your computer. Catch those games you missed on demand. For more details, visit RaysBaseball.com, where baseball is always on. 4-2. Washington with a lead as the Nationals come into bat in the 6th inning. James Shields on the mound for the Rays. Corey Patterson leads off for Washington. This is the first pitch. That's a strike. Patterson twice has grounded out to first. And a line drive to first this time. Pena with a nice grab down there at first base. One away. Let's check in with Todd quickly. Todd?
Dwayne, we're out in left field, and this sign, mostly Evan's been holding this up when the Rays are batting. Hit one here from my sister. Go Rays. I'm a brother tomorrow. So, Evan, tell us about this. You're 8 years old. Yep. By the way, this is Randy, and Sharon's at home watching. You're going to have a little sister tomorrow?
Yep.
She's going to give birth tomorrow. There's a pop-up on the infield, deep on the infield. Brignac is calling for it. That's the second out. So how exciting is this for you, huh? You go to a Rays game, and now you're going to have a little baby sister?
Yep.
This is obviously a special moment for your family. Did you help out?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
So no name yet, but a baby girl due tomorrow with your wife, Sharon?
Yeah. We think either Emma or Olivia at this point.
There you go, guys. The youngest Rays fan due tomorrow, and he'll have a little baby sister. Back to you.
All right, very good. He's already looking out for his little sister.
Started early. Become a Rays fan.
Gonzalez just popped out. Josh Bard, the catcher, takes the pitch too low. A ball, no strikes. It's foul. The count will go to 1-1.
You know, Shields still has only thrown 21 balls.
How about that? What a great ratio. 64 strikes and 21 pitches outside the strike zone. And a broken bat liner to second. That retires the side. 1-2-3, go the Nationals. Rays coming in to hit, bottom of the 6th, down by 2.
Of dreaming, and you know, if you follow your dreams, you can always achieve them. I mean, if you're motivated enough, you can do anything you want to do.
That's good advice for the youngsters and all of us as the Rays chase the Nationals here, down by a couple runs on Kids Sunday at Tropicana Field. Carlos Pena will lead it off. Pena, Zobrist, and Gross. The left-hander, Ross Detweiler on the hill. Pitch is low. Carlos has been on twice. He bunted his way on in the first, walked and scored in the fourth. Ball 2. Rays started the day 4th, 6 games back of Boston. The Yankees are 3 back and Toronto 5 back.
Phillies are ahead of Boston now. 5th inning, 5-4.
It was strike 2-1. The Mets have a big lead, or the Yankees have a big lead on the Mets. Last time we checked, that was, I think, 13.
Yep. 13-0 in the 6th.
Wave and a miss, 2-2. The Marlins have a 9-3 lead on the Blue Jays in Toronto.
Yeah, the Rays are creeping up on Toronto. You gotta jump 3 teams. First one is Toronto.
And the pitch is popped up left side. Harris makes the call and the catch. 1 away here. You can experience a Rays game from the all-inclusive Whitney Bank Club on your next trip to Tropicana Field. Offers extraordinary seating, luxurious lounge and dining areas. The Whitney Bank Club features an upscale full menu buffet and inclusive drink options. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or go to RaysBaseball.com to plan your next outing here at Tropicana Field. Ben Zobrist set a pitch too high. Well, Detweiler, 1 out here into the 6th. He has not necessarily thrown a lot of strikes. He's walked 4 and no strikeouts. Popper short left. Gonzalez out and makes the catch over the shoulder. So that's the 2nd out here in the 6th. More from our intrepid Todd Callis.
He's busy today.
Yes, he is.
Youngest fan a little bit earlier, a little girl is going to be born tomorrow. Now we have Iva Berger from Sefner. She turned 103 in April. She watches all our games, and she also watches the Bucks. We have her daughter Joanna, and Tiana is the granddaughter next to her. So, guys, bless her heart, big Rays fan, 103 years old, watching us today. Back to you.
Well, there you are. You talk about the generation to generation. And
That's
in this
awesome.
case, spanning 3 generations of baseball fans.
That is awesome.
She looks good in Rays blue.
Yes, she does. Wants to see a little bit more offense. You can tell with that look.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's go, fellas. You're saying.
A couple base runners and a few more runs.
How cool is that? 103.
Yeah, that is great. And a cut and a miss by Gross. It's now 2-1.
You're right about Detweiler, though. I mean, he's throwing more balls than strikes. But he's gotten a couple big double play balls. When he gets behind the count, he can throw that changeup or that curveball. And he's been effective with it.
Now 3-1 count to Gross. And yesterday the Rays got into the bullpen after 5 innings and put up 7 in the 6th. It's been a challenge for Washington. 3-1 to Gross. Ball 4. And that's walk number 5.
Your left fielder, number 27, Gabe Kapler.
There's Gabe Kapler. He's been on twice with a walk and a single. He drove in a run for the Rays in the 4th inning.
Yeah, a couple of good at bats, getting that batting average up. He's at 193 now. A couple of home runs, 9 RBIs. Bullpen's going to get stirring around down there with the Nats.
First pitch strike to Kapler.
Because this kid's got over the 90 pitch mark now, and he tops out around 100 so far in his starts this year.
Up and away. It's 1-1. Julian Tavares throwing in the bullpen. The 1-1. Swing and a shot back toward the gap. Into the corner and gone. He hit it over the low wall. Kapler hits one out. And the Rays have pulled even. Gabe Kapler, who won the game essentially with a pinch-hit home run in the 8th inning here Friday, found a little gap in the wall down the line, hit it over the low wall, and the Rays have tied it.
Now he got through that low ball. See, he's made some adjustments. The home run the other day was all hands. He got through a low fastball, used the lower half better, and kept it fair. He smoked that ball. Well, see, we show our 103-year-old fan, and she wanted more runs.
She's got him.
Right on cue, guys.
Iva, that's for you.
We're on top of it. That's for you right there. There's a smile. See? There you go.
Now Navarro chops it down to third. Harris up with it, and the throw to first in time. So the Rays tie it. Couple of runs on the home run for Iva Berger, 103 years young. We're tied 4-4. It's a 4-4 ball game on this home run by Gabe Kapler. Hit it over the low wall, and that gap between the foul pole and the permanent wall out there. Time to circle the bases with Alltel Wireless. There's a circle for everyone. Call 5, 10, or 20 free numbers on any network with My Circle, exclusively from Alltel. Only the second home run given up by Detweiler all year. And this one ties the game, so it's all even as we go to the 7th, 4-4. And Shields delivers the first pitch. It's a little bit wide to Hernandez. Anderson Hernandez.
You know, all three of Gabe Kapler's home runs have been big ones. The one in New York tied the game against Andy Pettit the other day. The one the other night won it. Turned out to be the winning run, and this one ties it. Detweiler was, like you said, Dwayne, he was kind of all over the place, but he got a couple big double play balls when he needed them.
Pitches inside, 3-0. Detweiler had gone 29 and a third innings between home runs. And there's ball 4, so Hernandez walks to open the 7th. First walk given up by Shields. It's funny how that works out. Shields, through the first 3 innings in 42 pitches, he threw only 6 pitches out of the strike zone. Here in the 7th, he walks Hernandez on 4 straight pitches, and Randy Choate is up in the bullpen. Runner takes off, and the pitch is fouled by Harris. Strike 1.
Yeah, that's a hit and run play right there. Harris swings at a ball up. Try to put it in play. They don't run very much. We talked about that the other night. 19 stolen bases. That's all that the Nationals have. They haven't done anything really on the bases. And for Manny Acta, you don't have to have speed to run. It's a different style of managing.
1-1 the count. Rays 4 runs, 6 hits. Washington 4 runs, 9 hits. Hernandez back in there. And he's their biggest base stealing threat in this lineup. He's 5 of 7 on the year. The Rays caught him Friday night. He's back.
Quick move there by Shields. Man, this wants a little time. Got one of the better base stealers in the National League as that first base coach. You just saw him watching the picture of Marquise Grissom for the Nationals. With Marquise in the 90s, he'd steal 75, 76 bases. He could fly. Must frustrate him not to have any guys that run on this ball club very much.
A fly ball drilled back into right center field. Upton on the run. He's at the track, and he makes the catch over the shoulder, and he fires it back to first, and back in is Hernandez as B.J. Upton made some catch on that ball back toward the deeper part of the park, a bit toward right center field. We'll take a look at the Verizon Wireless play of the game.
Look at him track this ball and over his shoulder on the glove side. Takes that quick peek at the wall. See, he always knows where the wall is. That's what I like about BJ. Look at that catch. I mean, that ball's a sure double off the bat. Anybody that tells me, or I hear another analyst that hasn't seen these games, say that he doesn't bust his tail running for balls, I'm going to have to call him personally myself.
Well, that was the Verizon Wireless play of the game. Pitching change here for the Rays. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Metro PCS. Unlimit yourself. catch running down that fly ball hit by Willie Harris. That's it for James Shields, who worked 6 1/3. And with Nick Johnson's left-handed bat coming up, Randy Choate gets the call. And the pitch is a strike. Rays on this homestand, 17 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings pitched out of the bullpen. Our SunTrust solid team performance of the game. That of the homestand.
That's incredible, too.
A little tapper foul. 0-2.
Especially when there's not any defined roles. Randy Choate, we've seen him close. You see 3 for 3 in save opportunities. He's in the 7th inning now. I mean, it's just it's a mix or match situation for Joe Madden. Outstanding numbers for Randy Choate.
He was in the game yesterday in the 8th and got a double play ball out of Adam Dunn. Dan Wheeler is now starting to throw in the Rays bullpen.
Just depends on where you're at in the lineup when Randy comes in and Joe Madden says, I think J.P. Howell's a guy you're really safe for late now.
This ball gets away from Navarro, and down to second base goes Hernandez. Pitch away a little bit and just got away from Navarro. That'll be a pass ball.
Now let's take a look. This thing, a little slider right there, and just hits it off the tip of the glove right there, and didn't catch it in the pocket. You don't really want to catch it on the edge of your glove. You want to catch it right in the ball of the pocket. But a lot of movement by Choate, and Navarro just didn't track it.
So now the Nationals get that guy into scoring position with 1 out. Pitches away to Johnson. It's 2-2. Boston and the Phillies tied 5-5 in the 6th inning. Here the Rays and the Nationals tied 4-4 in the 7th. Rays have won 4 in a row. The Red Sox have won 5 in a row. Boston opening a 3-game lead on New York. 5 on the Blue Jays and 6 on the Rays. 2-2, and he missed outside to take the count full.
And here's your money pitch right here. See if he throws that tough slider that he can throw to lefties. Nick's a good hitter. I mean, he does work the count. He will go the other way, but he's going to throw it. This is the time to do it.
3-2, and a chopper third base side foul.
I think Nick Johnson was thinking breaking ball too, because he was late on that. He hit it right out of Navarro's glove. Stay alive. Yeah, he can work it.
Yes, he started the day with that 12-pitch at bat. Full count going here against Randy Choate.
Nationals are 3rd in the National League in on-base percentage, 345.
Foul ball again. He's 7 pitches into this at bat. Ryan Zimmerman is on deck. Balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch, and a chop to the right side. Zobrist with the toss, 2 gone. Hernandez goes over to third base.
Let's take a look at B.J. Upton's catch you saw moments ago. Watch where he starts from now. Starts from his normal spot in shallow center field, and he's going to take 19 strides, gets a crossover step and a great angle, great read. Going to take a little peek to the wall right there, and then he goes back up and picks the ball up again. He just took his peek to the wall, so he knows how many strides he can go before he hits that ball, and he doesn't shy away from it. That's just a great defensive play. Great read, great angle, but the peek to the wall is key because he can gauge how many strides he is away from hitting the wall, and he knows then he can make that play.
And quite a play it was. And an extra bases written all over it. With that in mind, Ryan Zimmerman will be intentionally walked here with a man at third, 2 outs. Choate intentionally walking Zimmerman with Adam Dunn due up. Be sure and sign up at Kane's Furniture for a chance to meet one of your favorite Rays players. And if the Rays come up with 10 strikeouts in a game at home, log on to canestrikeout.com, print a voucher that can be redeemed at Cane's for a free Papa John's pizza. Get the Cane's today. Pitching with 4 strikeouts so far today. And here's the big left-handed bat of Adam Dunn. He singled and scored in the 4th, 1 for 3. And the first pitch is a strike around the knees.
Not often that you walk somebody to get to Adam Dunn, but Zimmerman is their best overall hitter. And Joe Madden didn't want to burn the bullpen up here in the 7th inning, so he likes to put Zimmerman on and take his chances against the lefty hitting Adam Dunn.
Pitch away, and Navarro managed to get out there and scramble after it. Runners hold at first and third.
Well, he saves a run here. Gave a base earlier with the pass ball. That's a slider, even way out of the zone. He's able to shift over there on the glove side and keep it in front. It's a sign here to see what he does, just in case the Nationals put Zimmerman in motion, which is doubtful. With Adam Dunn at the plate.
We're in the 7th, and at first and third, 2 outs. A 1-1 count to Dunn. That's a strike. Fastball in there. 1-2.
Yeah, Adams also one of those guys. He'll sit on a pitch, they're looking for that slider, and he ends up taking 2 fastballs so far in this sequence. I don't know if I'd try to sneak another one by him, though. I'd go with that good slider.
It's away. A slider. 2-2. The walk started the inning. Hernandez walked on 4 pitches. Went to second on a pass ball. To third on a ground ball. Zimmerman was intentionally walked. That's first and third, 2 outs. 2-2 the count to Dunn. Very close. He just missed with a fastball. It's 3-2.
Watch Paul Schreiber behind the plate. A little flinch right here. Watch him flinch.
Ooh.
Just slightly.
Yeah, if he'd been a pitcher, that would have been a balk.
Yep. Just slightly. He flinched more than James Shields did when he was called for a balk today.
3-2 now. The count to Dunn.
Tells you he wanted to call it.
Time. Strike 3 call. Adam Dunn out on strikes to retire the side. 2 men left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 4-4 tie. Price offering his advice to young pitchers here on Kids Sunday at Tropicana Field. That fastball, and learn to move it around. Game tied 4-4. Headed into the bottom half of the 7th inning now. Julian Tavares is the new pitcher. Tavares making his 29th appearance. Detweiler gone after 6 innings. He gave up 4 runs, 6 hits, including the home run, the 2-run homer by Kapler, who has driven in 3 of the 4 runs for the Rays today. All kinds of hijinks going on at Tropicana Field on Kids Sunday.
I saw Gary Nicholas one night dancing like that.
And
that's how he moves.
Yeah, and his outfit was eerily similar.
That's not how he's dressing on the plane tomorrow.
He's got that and a big buckle and a cowboy hat.
Very cool.
Yeah, you have to take good care of produce, otherwise disaster strikes. Well, let's see what the Rays can do here in the 8th as they face, or in the bottom of the 7th as they face Julian Tavares. Rays got out of the top of the 7th, leaving a couple men on base. Here's Reed Brignac against the veteran right-hander. And the breaking pitch is low, a slider, 1 ball, no strikes. Two and 0 the count.
Yeah, you're right, Dwayne, about Reed. He's had a good series. Even that fly ball he hit in the 4th inning, hit it pretty hard to right field off of Detweiler.
Swings and hits it back into center field. Dukes will go back for it. He's got room and makes the catch. That'll be out number 1. Baseball's biggest stars go head-to-head for one spectacular night in the summer's biggest event. Fox brings you every thrilling moment of the 2009 MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday, July 14th, live from St. Louis at 8 p.m. Eastern, only on Fox. B.J. Upton. One ball, no strikes. BJ with a couple hits, 2 for 3 on the day. Oh, that's a strike. 1-1.
Slider on the outside corner. BJ didn't want it. It was a strike either way.
Ball, 2 strikes.
Same pitch, same location.
BJ 0 for 3 lifetime against Tavares. A couple of strikeouts in those 3 at-bats. And there is strike 3 call. He started the slider at him and it broke over. So he's called out on strikes.
Yeah, Tavares stayed with it and kind of threw a roundabout slider there, dropped down just a hair and came around the inside corner for strike 3.
That brings up Pat Burrell. Remember, our next edition of Inside the Rays focuses on Pat, tracing his major league career. Gained national attention, as you know, at Miami. That's Inside the Rays. Pat Burrell premiering today right after the game. Pat takes a pitch upstairs, 1-0. Pat You see there a couple of home runs lifetime against Tavares. 294. Two and oh the count. The last 4 at bats, plate appearances actually, for Pat: a walk, a homer, single, and a home run. He made up for lost ground in a hurry in this matchup.
Tavares knows those numbers too, believe me. Pitchers don't forget. So he's pitching Pat very carefully. And that's good news because you got Longoria on deck and Payne to follow if Pat gets on.
3-0 the count. And he walks him. So following the strikeout of Upton, Matt Burrell draws the walk. It's going to get Evan Longoria to the plate for the Rays. Evan will be facing Tavares for the first time.
Too early to do it now, but don't forget Carl Crawford's on the bench. I wouldn't do it, and he's not with 2 outs in the 7th inning pinch run here. But if it gets to the 9th, maybe even in the 8th, who knows? You might see Carl Crawford.
Longoria takes the first pitch fastball for a strike. Two-out walk. The Rays have a runner. Tie game. Swit's in there, a slider for a strike. Lots of sliders, the occasional fastball. And a big cut and a miss. So Longoria is out on strikes. The Rays are out in the 7th. No runs, a walk, and a man left. We go to the 8th. 4-4 tie. Rays add 32-year-old right-hander Winston Abreu to the bullpen today. He had a 1.41 ERA and 10 saves at Durham. Just as middle relievers keep their teams in the game, you too can stay in the game with Just for Men hair color. Here's Abreu. Dan Wheeler takes over on the mound. We go to the 8th inning. face Elijah Dukes to lead it off. Patterson next, and then Gonzalez. First pitch, Dukes takes a strike. Dukes has had a good day, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and 2 runs scored.
And he's been hitting that fastball up in hitters counts. That's the pitch he's been hitting for those doubles.
Lays off. Breaking pitch right there. The count is 1-1. Shields worked 6 1/3, charged with 4 runs. Choate came on 2/3 of an inning and got the Rays out of a little bit of a spot in the 7th. Wheeler 1-1 with Dukes. And he fouls it back. He took a rip at a fastball. The count is 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's the type of pitch he's been hitting the left center for those doubles right there. But Dan got it in there just enough. He just couldn't quite get through it. Couldn't quite get extended on it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And he lays off the breaking pitch. Rays scored 2 in the 6th to tie it. In the top of the 8th. And a foul ball. Back with a fastball. Washington jumped to a 4-0 lead. They scored a run in the 2nd, but 3 up in the 4th. The Rays got 2 in the 4th, and then the 2 runs in the 6th inning. The 2-2 swings and sends a fly ball into left. Kapler is there. And he makes the catch. That'll be the first out. Let's check in with Todd Callis.
All right, Dwayne. First of all, our winner of our Twitter trivia question is Deanna F. She won 2 tickets to tonight's fashion show. She knew that Juliana Zobris was the wife of Ben Zobris, who recently came out with her debut CD. So she'll enjoy the Rays on the runway. That's over at Nordstrom's at International Plaza. We have the Silva family and also Danielle Ott, her son, Jonathan the Cowbell Kid, Claudia, Natalie, Trevor. They all have these Zorilla shirts, guys. And the other day, Ben Zobrist signed a shirt for the family because they have 24 of these shirts. They're all about Ben Zobrist. You guys are making the push to get Zobrist on the All-Star team, and you know they are punching the All-Star ballots. And they also have on this Kid Sunday a Zorilla poster as well. So here is your autographed Ben Zobrist shirt. Congratulations and a nice job with the shirt.
Thank you so much. We did this for my dad.
Hey, well, there are all kinds of Zobrist fans out here, guys. So hopefully he can do something in the bottom half of the inning, and this place will go crazy. Back to you.
That would be great. There's a line drive foul by Corey Patterson down toward the bullpen. The count is 2 strikes here. Ben Zobrist signing the Zorilla shirt.
That's got to be a big item for sale, man. Hey, yeah, it's going to be huge. And then when he makes the All-Star team, and the price goes up.
Yeah,
you know.
that's right. The 0-2 up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball game in the 8th, 1 away.
Ben's 1 for 2 today. He's got a base hit, a walk, and a run scored. Excuse me. Those got the walk and a run scored. 0 for
2. 1-2. Patterson lifts it into left. Kapler coming on to make the catch. 2 gone. So 2 up, 2 down in the 8th. Alberto Gonzalez, the shortstop, he's driven in 3 of the 4 runs today. He's 2 out of 3. He's singled in a run in the 2nd, and then doubled home 2 in the 4th inning. So he's had a good day.
He's having a good year. 324 batting it.
First pitch is in there, a strike. Rays and the Nationals wrapping up this 3-game series. Upstairs, count is 1-1. Now the pitch to Gonzalez. Missed the fastball there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gonzalez started in the Diamondbacks system, got to the big leagues for a handful of games with the Yankees the last couple of seasons. 1-2 pitch and a ground ball to short, charged by Brignac, and it's a 1-2-3-8, 2 fly balls and a ground ball. We go to the bottom of the 8th now, tied 4-4. Don't forget now, live from Amboy Arena, Sun Sports brings you post-game coverage of the NBA Finals. Join the team that's been with the Magic all season. David Steele, Matt Guokas, and Paul Kennedy provide you live player interviews, post-game press conference, in-depth analysis. Lakers versus Magic, the showdown presented by StopRepairBills.com tonight on Sun Sports, immediately following Game 5. And immediately following our game, Inside the Rays, profiling Pat Burrell. That'll be coming up immediately upon the conclusion of our game. Ron Vallone becomes the new pitcher for Washington, their third of the game. Carlos Pena leads off against him. Strike one on the foul ball. Pena, Zobrist, and Gross do.
Numbers still outstanding. He pitched Friday night and Gabe Kapler got him for that home run. But look at these numbers. That was the first home run he's given up all season the other night. Of course, Kapler got a second chance when Nick Johnson overran a foul pop-up.
Only the second run he's given up all year. There's a shot headed toward the gap into right center field, all the way to the wall. Pena digging for two, and he's in there with a double. Leadoff two-base hit for Carlos Pena.
Yeah, Carlos has really had a good homestand, really quality at bats all week. The fastball out over the plate. Back legs it right there, gets through the ball, and man, he can drive. I love the way he uses his legs. That's where he generates the bat speed and the power.
So Pena picking up his 12th double of the year, his second hit. And now it's Ben Zobrist stepping in. And 0 for 2 with a walk. He scored a run in the fourth. Further action in the Washington bullpen. And takes a pitch in there for a strike. Another Zarella sign.
This is a situation because Ben can drive the ball, obviously. He can drive the run in himself. He doesn't necessarily have to give himself up and go to the right side. You don't really want him doing that.
And he's under this one, lifts a popper down the left side toward the bullpen area. And that ball's going to fall. I'll tell you, Harris ran right into one of the bullpen catchers. And so that's a ball that should have been caught that will not be caught.
Yeah, he had a beat on it too. Harris had it cracked. Second chance for Ben Zobrist right here. Well, that just kind of epitomizes what's been going on for the Nationals, doesn't it?
Yep, sure does. So the count still 2 strikes. And strike 3 call. That pitch started wide and came over for strike 3.
Yeah, Ben thought it was outside. It went around the plate. Dalone's just been painting all season long, and it was outside. From that shot, it was around the plate. That's a little favor there for the Nationals. All started out outside. It's where it crosses the plate. It's not where Bard catches it. And Ben was right. It's the ball.
So now Willie Ibar will pinch hit for Gabe Gross. David walked and scored. It's a big out for Malone. Well, they were lucky no one was hurt in that little bullpen collision.
Yeah, that's right.
Now Ibar. First pitch is a strike. Ibar getting his first look ever at Ron Valone.
Yeah, left-handed versus right-handed, the big difference right there, but does have a couple of home runs from the right side.
And he takes that for strike 2. Kapler is on deck. Gabe on deck. Ibar shoots it foul up the right side behind the Rays bullpen and back out onto the field. He had a souvenir and found it to be a little too hot to handle. Still 2 strikes the count to Ibar. The pitch upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
It's a good pitch though by Valone. Stand Ibar up. Work both sides of the plate. I mean, that's how you pitch inside right there. You don't have to hit anybody. Just stand him up a little bit. Tracking the ball down and away. stand you up, make you think about it.
The 1-2 way wide. 2-2. Ibar hasn't played the last couple days with Pat Burrell coming off the disabled list. You know, he's filled in for Burrell's spot. Iwamura, Evan Longoria. Pinch hitting for Gross now on the 2-2. Ground ball back at third. Hits the bag and bounces into left. Pena's around third. He's going to score. And the Rays will take the lead. The Rays take a 5-4 lead on a ground ball that hit the bag at third and bounded into left field. And by the time Dunn could get there, Pena had scored and the Rays lead 5-4.
Take a look what you're talking about. This ground ball that, I mean, can it get any worse for the Nationals right there? Obviously a break for the Rays. This would have been a tough play. I think they would have got Ibar. Not exactly a burner. I think Willie Harris would have made that play. But can it get any worse?
How about that?
I mean, Harris runs into the bullpen catcher on a pop-up. Friday night, Nick Johnson overruns a foul pop-up that would have been the third out and gives Gabe Kapler another swing, and he wins the game with a homer.
So Ibar,
and now this.
Ibar comes up with what turns out to be a big, big hit. Now Crawford is pinch running at second, and Gabe Kapler with a runner at second and one out. Kapler's going to be walked intentionally.
There's that weapon we were talking about last inning. When Carl Crawford was going to get into this game, we knew that. And it's dangerous because he can steal third base, obviously, with one out. Kapler has good speed, too.
So they'll walk Kapler, putting men at first and second. How about that, though? The ball that Ibar hit, and I think you're right. I think Harris makes the play.
I think he does. It would have been a tough play, but I think he makes that play.
But it hit the bag and deflected into left, so it goes as a hit. And now after the intentional walk, Manny Acta comes out.
You know, Dwayne, it's not only it hit the bag, it carried perfectly into left field, so Pena could score easily. Yep. It was just perfect. You couldn't have placed it any better.
So that's it for Malone. Weimel will be the new pitcher. We'll be back in a moment. Up with the St. Petersburg Times, the local newspaper. one of the top 10 sports sections in the country. Subscribe by calling 877 The Times or visiting TampaBay.com. Joe Beimel, the new pitcher, the fourth of the day for Washington. The Rays have Kapler at first and Crawford at second. One out. And Deanna Navarro hitting from the right side here against Beimel. Nothing doing on Crawford.
Josh Bard came out in front of the plate, gave signs to his defense. As you see, Joe Beimel's numbers in 26 games. 24 and 2/3 innings. What he was doing was saying, I'm sure he's throwing to second base if Crawford's this double steal.
There goes Crawford. The pitch is a strike. The throw is to second. Kapler is out there. And Crawford is in at third.
Yeah, see, I was just, to finish that statement I just made before that play up, I was going to say if I'm Gabe Kapler, I stay there. Because watch how late Gabe breaks. See? And they move the first, so you got to see the two. They moved the first baseman up behind him so he couldn't get a big lead. So they let you know, that defensive alignment let you know they were throwing to second.
So 2 outs with a man at third. The pitch was a ball, and so the count to Navarro is 1-0. There's a strike, 1-1. So 2 outs with a man at third. And a strike around the knees. 1-2.
You know, Dwayne, I kind of equate that to the same thing when a pitcher has a tough hitter at the plate and there's 2 bases open, or you know, if there's first and second and third base is open, hey, there's a base open out there. This is the guy you don't have to pitch to. And it's the same thing with base runners. If you know you got Carl Crawford, there's no chance you're going to throw him out. So you have to get the trail runner.
Down and in. Breaking ball. Bard was there in front of it. The count is 2-2.
Anytime you see a catcher come out in front of the plate with runners at first and second, most of the time he's telling you, I'm throwing to second base. Otherwise, they don't do that. They just throw to third base, the lead runner. So you got to know that.
And Navarro's out in front, swings and misses. That retires the side. But the Rays grab the lead on this hit by Ibar as it hit the bag and deflects into left. Pena scores and the Rays lead 5-4.
To the ninth inning on this Kids Sunday. A lot of good signs around, but I like these two. It's Deanna Navarro bobblehead all day, and Shannon and Lauren, 11 years old and 9 years old respectively, kind of made up their own bobbleheads. We have a raised cowbell princess, and we have a bobbleheads rule. Congratulations, guys. I like those. Very nicely done. So there we go, Dwayne. Lots of signs here today on this Kids Sunday. We'll have plenty more throughout the rest of the year. Back to you.
Signs just get better every time we have a Kids Sunday. And those are great signs. I'll tell you, those would be in the finalists for signs of the year, I think.
Yeah, it's a good call on bobblehead day for John Navarro. So that makes sense. Look at that 195 batting average against J.P. Howell in here to try to shut the door and give the Rays a sweep.
Christian Guzman will pinch hit for Bard to open the ninth inning. Guzman a .324 average, and he takes the pitch for a strike. Carl Crawford stays on to play left field after pinch running. And Kapler swings from left to right. He's now in right field. One and one to count to Guzman.
This guy can hit.
Yes, he can. 10 hits in each of the first two games. Howell ahead in the count now, 1-2. Shields worked 6 1/3, Choate 2/3, and Wheeler 1. And now it's J.P. Howell.
Nice shift right there by Navarro. That's how you block it right there. You got both legs down. Had Guzman chased it again, Navarro would have saved it from going back to the backstop.
2. Strike 3 call. Guzman caught looking. A big out right there to start the ninth inning to get that leadoff man in a one-run game.
Well, we talked about JP. He has no fear pitching inside with 84 miles an hour or 88 or 86. Look at this pitch. The inside corner, a little bit off it, but Navarro freezes it. Schreiber brings him up. That's how you pitch inside, though. That's a great location.
Here's Anderson Hernandez, and a fastball is in there for a called strike. Inside, it's 1-1. The Yankees continue to lead the Mets now 15-0. Phillies have an 11-5 lead on the Red Sox.
It's about time. Ran out loud.
There's a strike. 1-2. The Phillies scored 6 in the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Hernandez is out on strikes. 2 up, 2 down here in the ninth.
Look at that breaker right there. It's just a great pitch. Look at that.
You know, the great thing about Howell, he doesn't throw that hard. Of course, a great breaking ball there, but so often, it seems all of his pitches look the same.
They do.
Coming out of his arm.
He's got the same release point. He's right over the top on his change and his curve and his fastball. And that's what makes it so tough. Plus, he's got a lot of movement.
Austin Kearns pinch hitting here. First pitch is a ball. Hitting for Willie Harris. 207, 3 home runs. That's a strike at the knees.
That's just paint right there, 86 miles an hour. Look at this pitch. Driving it right through the zone there, down at the knees. You won't get hurt too much down there.
Slow. 2 balls and a strike. AP Howell on the hill for the Rays. Trying to close it out. After his 3rd save. Boy, a big cut. He had him out in front on the changeup right there. That was a dandy.
That was great arm speed. That's exactly what you were talking about, boy. That looked like a fastball coming into the hitter. And instead of 86 to 88, it's 76 miles an hour. Look at this. Good arm speed. It's like a fastball, but it's not. It's a changeup. Spins Austin Kearns right there.
Now the 2-2. Oh, he hit him. The 2-2 pitch hits him. And so the Nationals will have a base runner.
Well, it doesn't happen too often when JP tries to come in. He usually paints in there. That one got away from him.
Yeah, he so often gets a pitch like that to come back. Now he'll face Nick Johnson. Johnson 2 for 4 on the day. And he's a good hitter.
Yeah, he is. He's a tough out. He works that count. He's hitting 317 overall. The defense is playing deep. Take a look at BJ in center. I mean, he's deep. No doubles here. You normally don't see BJ playing that deep, but you want to win it right here. No doubles.
Pitch outside a little bit to Johnson.
I think that's smart, too, in this situation.
Yes. Yep. Ball foul. Well, the idea is if they're going to get any hits, they're going to have to take more than one.
That's right.
To score a run.
That's exactly what they're thinking right here.
Foul ball out of play, and he goes to 1-2 to Nick Johnson.
See, even that pitch, that was in. It was only 86 miles an hour, but Nick was late on it because the hitters don't really pick him up easily either. With his delivery, he hides the ball pretty well.
AP working in the 3rd Friday. 1-2 here to Johnson. He got him. It's all over. And the Rays are winners. They have swept Washington. They extend their streak to 5. It's a 5-4 final. Howell winds up striking out the side as the Rays defeat the Washington.